In today's game, we have a matchup of two quarterbacks and two captains from a highly competitive division. It's Andy Dalton going up against Ben Roethlisberger. Set for the call of this Week 15 matchup, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They come out here in the eye. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. He's got it, the tight end Jeff Heuerman. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Second down, Dalton. And right with it here over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. The linebacker Ryan Shazier there to make the tackle. Nine yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. Again, here's Bernard. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Tough spot for the offense. 3rd and 8. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. Finding time. Look at the time. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. The Bengals bring out their punter now. Back deep for the Steelers, Antonio Brown.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. They come up with one running back. That's Bell. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it's complete to Ladarius Green. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? They sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Ten yards still left on 2nd down. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And the wideout in motion. Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. Whoosh! A second spin.
Turning and turning and turning.
18 yards there and a 1st down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on 1st down. Out left side here to Bryant. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. So 1/4 in the books on a cold December afternoon. 0-0 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. They'll pitch it out to Bell. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Le'Veon Bell. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. Well, they ran the toss, trusting he had the speed to get to the edge, and he did.
And there really wasn't any doubt about that, because the scouting report told you this guy could flat out run. When you give him a little bit of space and a chance to get there, he usually does.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Bengals getting set to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Dalton throwing on 2nd down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Jack Youngblood in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Call it a gain of 3, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
One hallmark of good defenses It's understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals defense getting ready to go again. They struggled that last drive. They were kind of hit two ways, both with the run and the pass.
And I love how you brought hit into it, because a lot of defense coordinators like to show a little cut-up film the night before a game. They usually have some boxing in there, and it always shows the guy being the aggressor, the guy on his toes punching, not back on his heels taking punches, and that's where this defense was in the last possession.
They were on their heels. Will they be on their heels again? Let's see.
There's no doubt about it. That's just one of the best connections in the league. Big Ben throwing it to Antonio Brown, and Antonio Brown has turned himself into such a player. A low-round draft pick, but you can't beat his determination or work ethic, and Big Ben welcomes that.
And Big Ben won a Super Bowl at 23, youngest ever to do so, has never looked back. Now a first down carry by Bell. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Here we go. 30.
A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. His throw incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On third down, Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to fire.
And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
And his kick is good. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Bengals defense gearing up as they take the field. They come out here in the eye. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, we all know the guy carrying the ball is going to get the credit, both in the stat line and probably in the newspaper. But guess what? Those guys creating holes, they couldn't feel better about themselves right now. Offensive line, tight end, probably even the wide receivers are involved. They're moving the ball well.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Man open left side is Brown. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pick up there of 20 yards. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
They run with the fullback Nix. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And on 2nd and 10 now. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Green's got it over the middle. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Now Roethlisberger going to hand the bell. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A gain of 3, second down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Over the middle here to Brown. 7 on the play, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is not with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now the offense operates in the red zone. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
So they kick it through to take the lead. There is a little bit of time left, though, here in the second quarter.
And while they're concerned about not giving up a big return or giving up points themselves going into the half, how good do they feel, though, putting points on the board themselves right near the end of the first half?
This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. Both teams have done enough to be leading here to this point, but in a close game, you know the second half is going to have some more twists and turns, which should lead to some excitement. All right, let's roll the highlights. Now 2nd and 8. Bell's going to cruise off the right side. He'll go for the score. Steelers with the early advantage. Bengals have it early in the second with plenty of pressure this half and another sack. This will go for a loss of 7. Third down from the 35. Roethlisberger's got the completion from the gun, and he ends up at midfield before he stopped on the play. Continuing on the drive, here's the throw is hurried and picked off. Bengals take advantage and return it for a TD. We're brand new at 7. So that'll bring our halftime report to a close. We'll go back now to Heinz Field for the start of the third quarter.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. Ooh, what a move. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Now the Bengals defense readies as they head onto the field. They are down on the scoreboard as we begin the second half and looking to avoid a bigger deficit.
And I could just hear the coaches now. I can hear the head coach. Guys, first 5 minutes. First series of the second half. Offense or defense, you've got to set the tone.
They'll try to set that tone here.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Second down following the run. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Charles, you think Big Ben is happy to have Antonio Brown on the other side of his passes?
You know he is, but he also expects it. This is how their offense runs best. When those two get together, especially early, and continue to do it throughout the game, the end result is the one we're seeing right now. They're ahead on the board.
It has been early and often. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
They'll go again with Bell, and he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. He completes it to Bryant. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
On second down, it's Bell. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
On 3rd down, here's Bell. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
On 3rd down, that's a good job. Football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They come out here in the I. And on the ground they go with a running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Oh, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Everyone's looking for the big runs, the explosive runs, the 20 to 30-yard plays. But anytime you're picking up good yardage and setting yourself up on down and distance, offenses love that too.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Bryant, the lone receiver, left. On first down, it's Roethlisberger finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw. And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gain, they can run that play on any down.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They come up in an offset eye. Now it's Roethlisberger. That's caught at the 2. 1 yard is the gain there. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Martavis Bryant, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
It's good to make it 17-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And out now, here come the Bengals. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And right with it here over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty.
And you notice how the offensive line responded. A couple went to check on the quarterback, and a couple went to the guy who hit the quarterback. No one likes to see their quarterback hit.
Dalton, 1st and 10. Complete to right. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Second down, Dalton. Wide open receiver complete. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
He's got time in the pocket. Wright's got it. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And they're back within a touchdown at 17-10. All right, so you needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal then maybe not exactly what they wanted, but it's a necessary first step.
Still plenty of time remaining, but you could really use a stop defensively after the kickoff, preferably a 3-and-out.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And Le'Veon Bell making his way back out onto the field now. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed. For so many years, I was convinced it was a myth, because you always hear about the smaller running back. Oh, he gets lost, you can't find him, and sometimes that's part of his genius. But it's true. You get behind big offensive linemen, the defensive line guys trying to find him, trying to peek around people to see him, and he gets lost. But this guy gets lost in a good way for his offense, picking up big yardage.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And in this situation, 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Again, it's Bell. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line.
Holding offense.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. Oh, Roethlisberger going to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Surveying the field, looking deep downfield. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. They send Green to the left on his own. Back to throw. To the sideline, and a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
He's back to throw. He gets this one to Boyd. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll look to throw. He's got time. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. So 2nd and 10 here.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10. To throw. On the screen, Bernard. Oh, nice move. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Big 4th down here. It's Dalton. Green with a catch left side. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Steelers are close to finishing off this football game. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously.
And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Roethlisberger going to throw it. Over the middle here to Brown. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. A beautiful fake. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Give him 27 yards that time. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal.
That's a big league run. Takes him down inside the 5-yard line, and momentum definitely on the side of the guys on offense. And if you're an offensive lineman, you love to run the football, especially out in the field where there's some space. But I will let you in on a little bit of a secret. Those guys like it in tight, too, because they get met.
And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
And he knocks it through. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a Le'Veon Bell touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
It's do or die for Dalton. Finding time. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal: win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for the Steelers, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.